Tonight on Film Junkee Live, James Gunn reveals his top 5 favorite CBMs. We're going to break those down, and of course, the Donner Superman is on that list, and we're going to listen to what he has to say, and then kind of talk about balance when it comes to Superman Legacy. Fast X reviews and box office projections. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 trailer. Let's discuss that because it's awesome. And then a little bit of bad news when it comes to Alita Battle Angel 2. We'll discuss that and more, so take your seats. Take your seats. Oh yeah, and it's Wine Wednesday. We don't need John Campea.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Hello, everybody. What is happening? Welcome to Film Junkee Live. Looking for it. There it is. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday. Let's stop your humping. Stop your humping. Why do I have that up? There we go. Get rid of that right there. All right. Stop your humping, and let's talk some movie stuff right here. Hopefully, you guys are doing good. Hopefully, your Wednesday was good, and everything's all dandy where you're at right now. It's getting warm. It sucks. Warm here, yeah. About in the mid-80s right now. Anyways, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, smash that like, thumbs up, share the stream, do all that. Become a member if you want to become a member also. We do a members-only stream after every Wednesday stream, so after this, we'll be doing a members-only stream. And it shall be fun. So who's out there? We got Mr. Eric Blake right there, perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Ryan, what's going on? We got Galactic Fearsome, good to see ya. Hey, what's going on, Tony Movie Chappie, D9 Neil Blomkamp fan? There's a certain trailer that came out today that felt kind of Neil Blomkamp, not gonna lie. What's going on, Phil? Good to see you, buddy. Yo, what's going on, Jose? Happy hump day, watching The Flash on Monday, and I can't... Oh, somebody's watching The Flash on Monday, look at that. What's going on there, Josh? Did WB Japan back out of the streaming free? I saw some of the scheduled live videos deleted. Yeah, I'm wondering about that. I mean, I posted my little video about it, but I noticed that there were some people that actually deleted some of that. They might have backed off. I don't know. We'll figure that out. What's going on, Droga? Good to see you. We got Jason McKenzie. What's going on, Stephanie T? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We got Ion Stone. Yes, hope everybody's week is good. Wolfgang Navrgratz for Superman. That's what the mighty Skywalker mullet says. So, all right, we got Patrick. I watch on replay I watch on class of 9. Good show. Okay, hi. How's it going? Shamagic, what is up, sir? Doing that magic still, of course. Welcome to the Film Junkie Live Show with your host. Yes, that's who it is, Mr. Watson. Thank you. And thank you, everybody who showed up right now, of course. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that. Yeah, I just decided, all right, might as well do like a little tease and talk about what's happening at the beginning of all, of this show. I figured, why not? Because, when people it's like that whole thing. You just kind of learn different ways to do your YouTube channel and your videos and your live streams. And just kind of thinking, because when you're on YouTube on your desktop or whatever, or even on mobile, they'll show the beginning. So I thought, okay, they're gonna show if you hover the pointer over the video and it starts playing the beginning. I'm like, I might as well do a thing to try to bring people in. That's what I was trying to do there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Just something right there. Hello there, John. Good to see you. All right. But yes, we're going to be talking about James Gunn and his CBMs, his top 5 favorite CBMs, and then, of course, talking about the balance, which I've talked about. I think I talked about it on the Vodka stream, maybe, or I talked about it on the Patreon stream. I don't know. I can't remember, But, and then, yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Fast X. The reviews are in. They're flowing in, and box office projections, Mission Impossible, and then, of course, Alita Battle Angels. So let's get to these tweets, son. Let's see what happened over here in the Twitter sphere. See what happened. Not good for, we're going to start off by, not really good for Mr. Chris D'Elia. That's right. Apparently, things have not changed because a new Rolling Stone article came out. Exclusive! 10 women tell Rolling Stone comedian and podcaster Chris D'Elia preyed on them and left them traumatized. The FBI is looking into it. D'Elia denies the allegations. All right, where's Tig Notara? She needs to replace him in his podcast. That's what should happen, right? So yeah, Chris D'Elia. I saw a video or something. I saw something where they said basically this video was saying that he hasn't really changed. He's changed a little bit, but still is up to his old ways when it comes to that stuff. So I don't know. I used to like the guy. It was kind of funny because I saw Chris D'Elia before he was a name. I saw him late. I remember I went to the Laugh Factory and we stayed almost to the very end. And he was one of the last comics at 1 o'clock in the morning. He came on and he was actually really funny. He was actually probably the funniest comedian that night because a fight broke out in the crowd and everything. And he kind of did commentary on that. It was pretty funny. And he kept on calling back to it. But it is kind of funny because then all of a sudden he just raised the stardom. And now it's uh-oh. So, I don't know. Yeah, he had a kid too. Yeah, he did have a kid. There's a lot of things. I don't know. It's just something needs to... If it all ends up being true, he's just not going to have a career anymore because, he kind of still does. He does still have a career. He kind of bounced back, but this keeps on happening. I don't know. No, I'm done. Stop it. I'm done. I got the message loud and clear. That world wants to move on. That's right. Oh, my God. Arnold Schwarzenegger is part of the Move On crew. If you know, you know, right? Yes, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he, obviously talking about his new book and everything. He's been talking, and he basically said that he's done with the Terminator franchise, to which I said, well, the Terminator franchise should be done. I mean, let's face it, they keep on trying. Thank you for the super chat there, Ivan. Appreciate it. But yeah, when it comes to Arnold, I was like, okay. Obviously, they did their best to keep him involved when it came to these sequels. But, Terminator Genesis had an interesting concept. They tried, and it failed miserably. And then when it came to Dark Fate, there's all right, let's bring Linda Hamilton back. That's a good idea. We all were on board with that. But then it was just the same old freaking story that we've... And then, of course, the way that it opened up with just another Terminator killing John very easily... So it just kind of wiped out the legacy that the first two Terminators made by just just Terminator just walks in when they're at this bar or whatever, this restaurant, in like Cancun, or I forgot where it was, and then he just gets blasted away. I mean, yeah. I don't know if they should have just went back to the Terminator Salvation route. In my eyes, that was the right route, but I know there was like studio fuckery that happened with that. I didn't like everything that was involved with that movie, but I did like the concept of showing a movie that was in the future and showing John in the future and the resistance and the war with the machines, because that stuff's pretty interesting and awesome. But it was directed by Mick G, and that guy is a fucking Michael Bay wannabe. But yeah, they should go that kind of route. Just go that kind of route. Why not? Ah, God damn it. Why? Makes me sad. I know.
Bullshit!
But yes, I mean, of course, it's for a good reason and everything. I get it. Got to pay the writers. But yeah, the WGA strike. The Penguin, starring Colin Farrell, suspends production after picketing. So, yep, they are no longer in production right now, which kind of sucks, because it was like, all right, we're going to get something from the Batman soon. We're going to get something. Until we get the Batman sequel, we're going to get something in the Batman world. And sadly, not happening now. I'm like, God damn it. Afraid it was going to happen. We got that little tease and everything, and now they're going to have to delay it. Sucks. But hey, Puma is releasing Bait X, the Flash X Puma RSX. A lot of X in there. There's 3 X's right there. But yeah, you're going to be able to get some, I still have some Reeboks. None that has the Flash on them, but I still have some Reebok shoes that I got. Yeah, let's face it, they weren't that great. I mean, nobody even heard about them until I remember, like, I don't think you guys even heard about the Reeboks DC shoes until I actually started talking about them, because they sent me a bunch. And then they were just, they're mostly ugly. These are not that bad. I mean, these are kind of cool because it's representing kind of the Young Barry makeshift Flash costume kind of thing. And I think that's kind of cool because it looks like it's kind of spray painted on the lightning bolt. They're probably comfortable as hell. Maybe I could reach out to Puma and try to get a pair, or get some pairs to give away. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Puma getting into it. There's me as the Joker right there. That's right. Sometimes I feel like that. Sometimes we all do, right? Oh, can I have this, please? Can I have this? Celebrating the release of The Flash, Michael Keaton's Batcave from Batman Returns has been recreated in the form of a Lego shadow box. 4 dials on the back of the display will reveal manipulate different aspects of the Batcave. So yes, you can get all this. A massive 3981 piece Lego Batcave announced. I mean, I kind of want this, but I don't would I actually sit down and put it together? I mean, I probably would, but my God, seems like a lot of pieces. And then, yes, guys, yes, let me find it. Where are you at? Because, I got to give myself a little bit of a... Guess who's seeing The Flash on Monday? Cheers. I'm excited. Very excited. But yes, guys, I am going to see The Flash. Jose will be there. So, it'd be good to see you again, Jose. But yes, I'm going to see The Flash on Monday. So that means, guys, that there's not going to be a Film Junkie Live next Monday. I'll push it to Tuesday, of course. I'll push that one. And then, of course, do the Wednesday show and everything like that. But yes, no Film Junkie Live because I have to be at the theater probably an hour or at least a half an hour before the screening, which is at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So not looking forward to actually driving to LA. I'm probably going to drive early to try to beat some of that traffic. But yes, guys, you're welcome. I got it sent to me by somebody else. But okay, if you want to take credit for it, it's fine. I got it sent me. Yeah, anyways. Okay. So, but yeah. Got tickets and, yeah, should be a good time. Looking forward to it. Something pretty interesting about it. Something pretty interesting about it too. I'm not gonna say right now. I'm not gonna say what it is. Members only. Maybe we'll talk about it. So, I kind of talked about it on the Patreon stream last night, but yeah. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. So yeah, don't expect a Film Junkie Live on Monday. We'll do it Tuesday. And then, of course, I got to figure out exactly when can I post my first reaction. What can I say? Just going to be interesting. So the boys are reunited. That's right. I'll wear my Giants hat. Just kidding. And then look at this. We got a Batman as Stormtrooper right here. This is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little combination right there of a Stormtrooper and Batman. And then Weta Workshop, of course, showing another video of the awesome Trinity statues. So that's cool. Chiwetel, I can never say his name, but you guys know what we were talking about. This guy been in numerous things. Chiwetel, I'm not even try to attempt to pronounce his last name, but Chiwetel is joining Venom 3. Some people are like, is he joining as his Doctor Strange character? Is joining as him? What's going on with that? But apparently it's going to be probably a whole different character, but interesting. So he's in 2 Marvel Cinematic Universes. And speaking of Marvel Cinematic Universes, we got Marvel Studios, Disney Plus. The new season of Loki starts streaming on October 6th. So that's going to be weekly. But then when it comes to the Echo series that's dropping on November 29th, guess what? You get all the episodes of Echo right there. All the episodes of Echo right there. That's cool. And then update too, and anybody who was like wondering about this when it came to the winners of the Full Circle SnyderCon signed posters, and with that giveaway, the Nerd Queens updated right here. We are still waiting on the shipments. Yeah, the shipments got all wonky. You know, that's always going to be like a pain in the ass. So, but hey, they're going to be out. They're going to be going out there. Robert Downey Jr. and Shane Black are going to be reuniting. Like I said, if you watch, well, obviously you got Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, you got Iron Man 3 that Shane Black did, but Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I tell you what, if you haven't watched that movie, do yourself a favor, watch that movie. It's a great movie. Really love that movie. Him and Val Kilmer, Shane Black dialogue. It's great. But apparently he's going to be reuniting with Shane Black with the Nightshade Chronicles. So that'll be interesting. The ice suit. That's right. Batman, you wearing the ice suit. Hey, it looks pretty cool. The Batman George Clooney in the ice suit as a Funko Pop is awesome. I have it right up there displayed. Or, you know, I have them with all my other Batman guys. They didn't make a normal. I don't think they made a normal Clooney Batman, but the ice suit, I mean, it makes no fucking sense. You know, it really doesn't. Like we're like all of a sudden they have ice suits. Like they're gonna take on Mr. Freeze and they have ice suits. Interesting. Even Batgirl had an ice suit, which is essentially nothing more than just a couple of silver pieces on her thing. But hey, whatever. I mean, look at the silver cod piece. I mean, am I right? That silver cod piece. I mean, it's like you could totally see he's wearing a goddamn jockstrap. But, you know, that's Phil Cho making those, continuing with those drawings, which is cool. And then speaking of cool, we got Batman the Animated Series poster style for Dark Knight Rises. And then some more Batman grapple gun action right there with the Batman. And then, of course, Batman versus Superman. Good stuff. Freddy's Night, Five Nights of Freddy's right here. They already started teasing all that. All kinds of posters are teasing all that. I never really played the game, so I don't know. I don't really know, but I know it's going to be interesting. James Gunn answered this question right here from Alexander Soto Sr. My nerdy little heart would like to know how old the DCU Batman will be when we get Brave and the Bold, assuming that's the first time we meet him. We haven't cast him yet, so we have no clue. And I'm guessing that when it comes to that, or either he's just kind of going, yeah, we have a little bit of a clue, because they probably have an age range of where Batman's going to be at when it comes to his age. I'm sure they have a range. They have to have a range, right? So I think they probably know the age range. The range. I don't know if we're gonna that. And then another thing too is like, when are we gonna get the casting for this DCU Batman? Is it gonna be this year? Is it gonna be next year? Is strictly this year just gonna be Superman Legacy? Kind of wondering about that. Or are they gonna bring a whole bunch of shit when it comes to Comic-Con this year? That could be very interesting too. But so you got James Gunn answering that. Continuing on, we got David F. Sandberg making Cam Closer to doing all this. So he's still showing behind-the-scenes things that he's doing right there, which is awesome. This dog is definitely my spirit animal also. I mean, come on. Look at that face. Precious. Dude's just like, what the hell did you put on my fucking head? What is it? I feel it moving. I don't want to move. Is it going to cut me? What's going on with this? It's adorable. Heard Chris Pratt was in talks to play. No, he's not. No. I hope you're joking about that. No. They made jokes about it during the Guardians 3 press junkets. They made jokes about it, but No, it's not going to be Chris Pratt. Don't worry, not going to be Chris Pratt. They made jokes about it, but it's not going to be Chris Pratt. Yeah, that dog does look like he's high as hell. Somebody blew a big, huge cloud of smoke in his face. You ever wanted to hear somebody with Tourette's hosting an award show? Listen to this right here. This is interesting. But she rocks it. She leans into it. She knows.
I'm here to fuck. I'm here to swear at you for a little while. I figured it'd be funnier if I didn't tell you why. So fuck off. I have the best content. Fuck the best content tits. The best tits. The best tits in the.
See? She leans into it. You know what? She's not holding herself back because she has this disorder.
Love you too.
And then right here, when she gets happy, it goes away. If you notice that, it goes away a little bit right here.
OTK. We have 100.
But I just thought that was kind of cool. Oh, yeah, she's a famous Twitch streamer. Okay, I see. I wouldn't know. But yeah, at the same time, it's like, yeah, I love that. I love that so much. It's good to start off the speech with, I'm here to, here to. But I love that. I love that. First off, it does make you chuckle. But at the same time, I was like, the fact that she gets up there and hosts something like that and just leans into it. Just lean into it. Not saying like, oh, I can't do it because of, not saying she wasn't held back to not doing something like that. She took she's just like, you know what? Even though I have this disorder, I'm still gonna move forward and do this and just lean into it and joke about it. That's always what's good about that. That's what I liked about it the most. Look at Chris Hemsworth showing ACS Anthony some love here. Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So we got some love. So we got, Anthony getting some love right here, saying that he's going to talk about it, which was today's Anthony's show, his daily show, which is pretty cool. And, he got a quote tweet from Chris Hemsworth, obviously when Anthony was talking about the Extraction 2 trailer, which is a good trailer. Looking forward to it. I just love the fact that, we got some love from Thor. You're worthy. You're worthy, Anthony. And then, of course, I posted a Patreon exclusive pod last night. So if you want to subscribe to the Patreon, help out the channel a little bit more and get some bonus content, go ahead and check it out. We got Mr. Droga right here showing some art. Right after the Batman defeats Killer Croc, he returns to the Batcave only to hear this message that has been sent across the world about aliens invading. Batman is in anger and doesn't know what he will be able to do. I always wanted to see that shot. See a shot of Batman in the Batcave or Bruce in the Batcave, seeing Zod's message. I always wanted to see that. All right. And then, of course, we got some Batgirl awesomeness right there. Love that. Love that. Got Eye of Stone doing some things. Puts things in perspective. I would have thought when you watch the Titanic movie, you would think the Titanic was way bigger, but apparently this is what the Titanic looks like compared to a modern cruise ship. So that's pretty crazy. Perspective. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. Of course, we're going to be talking about the trailer. And here's the official poster, which is, floating heads. It essentially is floating heads, but it also has floating Tom Cruises. You see him running on top of a train right there that's crashing. And then, of course, we have him doing that stunt where he leaps off the cliff and all that stuff. So, and then we got some stills right here, which, we're just going to watch the trailer. Don't worry. Oh, yeah, guys. More Foo Fighters. Foo Fighter fans. There are times that I need someone. There are times I feel like no one. Sometimes I... All right. Gotta love that. So, the new album, of course, comes out on June 2nd. They're apparently going to be doing some kind of live stream this Sunday. And I guess they're finally going to reveal or announce who the new drummer is for the group. So, that's going to be interesting. I know being a diehard Foo Fighters fan, it still pulls at the heartstrings that Taylor Hawkins is no longer with us. Freaking sucks, man. Freaking sucks. But looking forward to that. We got Emmy-winning animation producer Sherry Gunther Sugarman says that Zack Snyder's Twilight of the Gods will releases in 2024. And quote says, "I could not be more proud of how awesome this show is, and I can't wait for all of you to check out Twilight of the Gods when it launches in 2024. Full quote right here. The announcement came out this week about the Netflix series I've been producing for the past 3 years with Zack Snyder and the talented team at the Stone Quarry. It's been an incredible experience working with such awesome talent on our production and with our amazingly supportive executives at #Netflix. I could not be more proud of how awesome this show is, and I can't wait for all of you to check out Twilight of the Gods when it launches in 2024. Very much looking forward to it. Remember, Jay Lee was also involved with it, but yes, we're getting some, we were hoping to get, we are getting some Zack Snyder content this year with Rebel Moon, but that's not until the end of the year. We're kind of hoping we're going to get, hopefully 2024 is the year where we get just multiple Zack Snyder content. Hopefully we can start hearing about something that's happening with Army of the Dead Las Vegas, because that seems like it's kind of been in limbo too. That's also going to be animation, and I'm just like, need. We need a Rebel Moon trailer. And then, of course, a couple trailers, footage, or still, I don't know. We need a lot of things. We need some Rebel Moon crumbs. But a lot of Zack Snyder content coming in the future, so that's cool. Hey, this is how you fight, guys. This is how you fight right here. Look at these. Gravity's a bitch right here. You know, you got people talking ish. Up. Take a swing, slip. Take a kick, slip. Looks like the floor was a lot less kind to this guy right here. So there you go. Bunch of badasses right there. Alpha males. Jesus Christ. That made me laugh. Gareth Edwards. That's right. We just, I think the celebration for Godzilla, like 8 years or whatever the hell, right? 8 years, 9 years. We just talked about that, and then of course, but then of course, Rogue One. Obviously, they're gonna say that from the director of Rogue One, but yes, he has a new movie called The Creator that is coming out with John David Washington. So, and then of course we got the trailer right here, and it looks good. This looks good. Looks good. I mean, they tap in that cliche trope about, sci-fi movies when it's always a child that is always going to help out humanity. That trope, the child. There's always a child, but this looks pretty damn good. Like I said, it gave me some Neil Blomkamp vibes. So, just love that. Wasn't Rogue One a piece of shit? No, it was one of the best Star Wars movies ever made, and I'm not being sarcastic. And then, happy 68th birthday to Bill Paxton. He would have been 68 today, so may he rest in peace. Still gone too soon. Got too soon. You guys see this too?
There's nothing more powerful.
Nicolas Cage in a video game.
It can shape the fabric of reality, transforming everything you may think you know.
There he is. Dang, look at that. Nick Cage in a video game. Dead by Daylight. Sounds pretty awesome. Available, it's going to be, learn more on July 5th. So, hey, as long as you get those Nick Cageisms, right? Coran Stone with some Batman art right here. That's pretty unique. I like it. I like it a lot. And then, yes, guys, I still don't know what's happening in this poster when it comes to Keaton's Batman. I mean, they made posters. They made posters, for the three players, with the posters that we saw last week. But then they put this cool little the font going sideways and being transparent. It looks pretty cool. But I always kind of wonder when it comes to the people that are in charge of the posters, because obviously when they get these promo shots, it's just either the actor or a stand-in that is in front of just a white background, and then they just kind of pose in various different poses, and then they're like, all right, which pose do you want to use for this poster and that poster? So it's obviously one of those. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, when you look at the full poster, he's on the platform right on the edge, because that's where the Batmobile is parked, which we remember. But he's right on the edge, and there's not really any room to go forward. So it's okay, if you're going to go this way, dude, you're just going to fall off the platform. But then again, he has the wings. Maybe that's okay. But I just always found that pose funny. Nothing against it. Still very much excited for seeing all that. And then Game Shield put this right. That's pretty funny. Come on, you gotta laugh at that. Gotta laugh at that. And yes, guys, John Campea, apparently things are not going too well when it comes to his live show anymore. He's not going to be really doing a live show. Huh? Is that what's happening? I know he put the live show behind a paywall, the members only thing, and apparently it didn't work out. I don't know the full details. I was just reading a whole message saying that they're basically just going to stick to it as a podcast right now, like an audio only podcast. Not doing the live streaming anymore. So I'm like, all right, well, again, here we are. Here you guys are. Here anybody is. We have a live show that has to do with movies. Hey, I try to be a little bit more entertaining. Sure, I don't have all the bells and whistles that Campea has. And, power to him for what he plans on doing with his show. But hey, you got a home here if you need it. If you need it. Hey, there's Wes Collar right there. Met this guy at the Full Circle event. Nicest dude in the world. Possibly some Rebel Moon art that is behind him right there because, yes, he is a producer on it. So that's cool. And then Ahsoka apparently has a premiere date of August 31st. So be on the lookout for that. I'm sure something more official will happen. The writer's strike is really taking its toll on Los Angeles, which, fuck it. The city is just imploding on itself anyways, but reportedly it's gotten a 69.5% decline in on-location permits. Yeah, nobody wants to shoot in Los Angeles anymore. Why would they? And then we got this cool little poster right here, Ultra Raw, showing a Flash poster right there. That looks pretty sweet. And then remember, guys, we have a sequel to Twister coming out. Speaking of Bill Paxton, and again, may he rest in peace, and he would have been 68 years old today. Possibly would have ended up showing up in this sequel. I don't know if it's going to be an actual sequel. Is Helen Hunt going to be showing up? Is any of the people from the first Twister movie going to be showing up? Possibly, who knows? But here's the entire cast right here. Hey, and look at that guy, Mr. Cornsweat. That's right. We've been talking about Mr. David Cornsweat when it comes to Superman. Apparently, he's going to be in the Twister movie. The Twisters. That's right. Twisters. Just put an S on it. Twisters. The first one had multiple... Okay. I don't know. I really love the first movie. I think this one's probably going to just be ridiculous. There you go. Right there. Well, copyright. All right. That's the way to do it right there. That's the way to do it. This guy's thinking outside the box right there. We don't want to push. You don't want to push your skateboard. You want to, come on. Strap a leaf blower and hold an umbrella, and you can go down the street right there. Eddie Murphy's in talks to play Inspector Clouseau. Is that how you say it? In the Pink Panther. Jeff Fowler to direct. I think that's the Sonic the Hedgehog director. So, yeah, they're going to remake that because they remake everything. And take me back. Let me get this shirt right here. I want that shirt. I want that shirt. That could be cool, too. Why not? Yes, pretty awesome stuff. Old school. And then, yeah, well, we'll talk about this. That'll be part of the main topics. But Stephen King... this has been weird. It's been weird. You don't really see this kind of attention when it comes to a superhero movie because, ever since 2008, it's just been nonstop. But when it comes to The Flash, we had Tom Cruise apparently. Although there's no tweets or anything like that. We're just kind of taking the word of, I think, THR Variety or something like that Tom Cruise really loved The Flash. But we have an Instagram post of Al Roker, that's right, Al Roker saying that he loved The Flash. And then we got Jaden Smith, that's right, over the weekend we got Jaden Smith tweeting and posting about how he thought it was the best movie ever. Now we have Stephen King that said, I got an advanced screening of The Flash today. As a rule, I don't care a lot for superhero movies, but this one is special. It's heartfelt, funny, and eye-popping. I loved it. Now, obviously, if you think about it, Andy Muschietti did direct the It movies, so there's, could be a little bit of a bias there, sure. But it's just the fact of the matter is you get these people in the industry that are just randomly just hyping up The Flash and saying how much they loved it. So Stephen King, Add Stephen King to the list. And then, of course, somebody tagged James Gunn, said, is this true? And he said, hell yeah, it is. So there you go. Sweet. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Final Destination 6 Bloodlines is looking to start filming July 31st in Vancouver and wrap October 13th. That's right. Another Final Destination's coming out. You can't tell me that Devin Sawa is not going to be in this. He was only in the first one, which is the best one, naturally. You can't tell me that he's not going to be in this one. They're probably going to bring him back. We didn't see... yeah, his character died when they said in the second one, but you never saw him die. They just killed him off in, like, you know, in some exposition dialogue. That's about it. So... and then, yes, guys, it's a fun day at Disneyland. Disneyland. Oh, people suck, don't they? Jesus Christ. Let's get in a fight. Two families get in a fight over who gets to take a picture in front of the Disney garden first. Really? Really? That's what's happening here? It's all just for a picture in front of that? Holy crap. Right in front of the kids. All right. Humanity. Gotta love it, right? And for some reason, this is still a thing because, you know, Cobra Kai, who gives a shit, right? Cobra Kai is so popular, so everybody loves it. Everybody loves the nostalgia and the fact that we have characters from the original Karate Kid. They're still going to continue on and do this Karate Kid movie that is in, I guess, that Jaden Smith, Jackie Chan universe when it comes to Karate Kid, because apparently this is what's going to be happening. Looks to film through December. Jonathan Atwistles in Montreal. The film reportedly follows Lee, a skilled fighter and a student in Beijing who has his life uprooted when his mom decides that they're moving to Brooklyn for a work opportunity. Lee meets Maya, who goes to his high school, and her dad, Victor, who runs a pizza restaurant in his new neighborhood in Brooklyn, and forms a bond with both. While his mom is against violence and kung fu, Lee finds purpose by training Victor in the art and finds himself back in the ring as well. So there you go. There's like the synopsis or whatever the hell for the new Karate Kid movie that's going to be coming out that has nothing to do with Cobra Kai. Nothing to do with Cobra Kai, apparently. I don't know. Just, you could, I mean, I guess if you put the brand of Karate Kid on it, it helps to get some box office, but it doesn't even, you know, you don't even need to have. And then there was even saying that Jackie Chan might even be coming back to it, like he's in talks to come back for this. I don't know. Just sounds whatever, but hey, try to capitalize on the Karate Kid brand, even though it's like, well, Cobra Kai is already doing that very well, so why do you need to do it? Who knows? Oh, the music. Forgot to turn that off. Rock out again. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, freaking Karate Kid. I don't think Jaden Smith's gonna be coming back. I don't think he's gonna be coming back at all. But he liked the Flash. That's all that matters. Thank you for being a member there, Mr. Nicotina. Sell Karate Kid to Netflix. What's going on, man? I think they already have it with Cobra Kai, but hey. Oh, you already taken off, Jose? I was just there. Oh, yeah, you were just there. Ready to take it off? Oh, yeah. Anyways, okay. Let's go ahead and start diving into these topics right here, huh? Okay, James Gunn talking about his favorite CBMs, top 5 favorites. And this was something that came out Monday. I didn't talk about it Monday because I was like, I'll wait on it. And I thought, okay, why not talk about it today, have it be the main topic? Because, yes, obviously when it comes to the top 5, I think a lot of us kind of had a feeling that the original Donner Superman would be part of that list. But it is an interesting list when it comes to what he picked, because in the top 5, not one MCU film. Not one. Interesting, right? And naturally, he's not going to choose his own movies. He even says it in the article, or in the interview, whatever the hell. He says that it's like picking your children. But the fact of the matter is that he did not pick another MCU movie, which is kind of funny right here. It is kind of funny, but yes, he does bring, he does bring up two other Marvel movies, with Deadpool being number 5. He loves Deadpool. He loves both of them, he said. And then, of course, Into the Spideyverse is like his number 1. So if you're wondering what his number 1 is, it's Into the Spider-Verse, which, I think we could all kind of agree that that's like at the top of a lot of people's list. But Eddie kind of goes off the reservation a little bit when it comes to two of them, because it's not superhero movies that he was asked. He was asked about comic book movies. Adaptations from a comic book. So he chose A History of Violence and Old Boy. What? I know. It's like, we see you there, James. We see you there. And you wanted to go off the cuff a little bit. I get it. Okay, obviously, yes, it's comic book movies. It's not superhero movies. But somebody should actually get him to make a list of just superheroes. But I get it. Old Boy, History of Violence, both great films. Both great films. And yes, they are based off of comic books. Sure. But it was just kind of funny. I was like, I see what he did there. Trying to go off the cuff. But again, no MCU films. No MCU films. But let's talk about his number 2, which of course is The Donner Superman. And let's hear him talk about it because, why not, since he is going to be writing and directing the new Superman movie. So here we go. Dun, dun. Oh, that John Williams score, right? Whooshing. I love that revolving door. Whooshing.
That's a band.
Number 2, I'm going to have to go with a movie that changed my life, and that's Richard Donner's Superman. This one is important to me historically. It's a great movie, but it was also a movie I saw as a kid that affected my life a lot, and I remember seeing it at the Pair Cinema in Manchester, Missouri, when it was first released.
We Believed a Man Could Fly.
Strangely, the same exact theater that Jim Lee, who went on to create so many great comics characters, saw it in St. Louis, because we're both from there. I was taken up in this movie, and I remember when I was a child, I had seen Star Wars, and that was like such a big magical moment for me. And this was the next big magical movie.
It really was. Dun, dun, dun.
Easy, miss.
It's always a good line right here with Lois.
Who's got you?
Who's got you?
At the time, they did exactly what we're doing now. They're going through tons and tons of actors to see who captures that spirit. The thing they don't talk about much when they talk about Christopher Reeve, they talk about his pureness, his hope, his goodness. They talk about, the way that he plays Clark as being so different from the way he plays Superman and how he can turn that on in an instant. But there's this playfulness about Superman. When he's saving a cat, he's got that wry
saving
smile.
The cat. I know some people are not a fan of that. I mean, I've made jokes about it too, about saving kitties
and
out of trees.
And that is one of the best parts of the movie, is the playfulness of Superman. He enjoys what he's doing. He likes helping human beings, and he likes saving them. They just did the costume from the comics, and they did it very simply, and it works really well. The colors work well. I just got a bunch of pictures from Warner Brothers.
Did he just confirm that the trunks are coming back?
I think the costume works really good, and it's just without frills, which was easier back then than today, because today people have seen a lot of different superhero costumes. So it's, how do you make it look believable? How do you take this outrageous concept
I like those
of a
words.
Guy who flies around and turn him into something real? I think that, what we're doing is different. It's its own thing, but I'm definitely influenced by what Donner did with Superman and what Christopher Reeve did with Superman. And Margot Kidder.
And Margot Kidder,
of
course.
She's really the heart of it in a lot of ways.
Of course, you got that shot right there. So there you go. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but yeah. It's interesting because it made me think of something that I brought up this week, and I can't remember if it was on the Vodka stream or the Patreon stream. It might have been both. But I was just kind of thinking, when it comes to Superman and when it comes to what James Gunn has to do, he really has to do a good kind of balance. Because, yes, as much as he's giving a lot of praise when it comes to the Donner Superman, which, of course he is. Of course, any filmmaker would, anybody would. Hell, I mean, regardless of how people always say the shit about Henry Cavill Superman and what Zack Snyder did, and saying he didn't smile, he's emo, he's doing this. You can't tell me that Zack wasn't inspired by Richard Donner's Superman at all. No, of course he was. He's even talked about it. There's numerous featurettes, and he's talked about being inspired. But of course, he was asked and wanted to make as much grounded Superman as possible, and the challenge of doing that, of course, is just introducing Superman into the world and people rejecting him, which, of course, Gunn needs to have that as well. See, what Gunn needs to do is really just get into that middle ground. Okay, don't go full Don or Christopher Reeve, and don't go full Snyder and Man of Steel. Sure, you don't have to. There could be a space right there in the middle somewhere that you could play, and I'm pretty sure that that's where he's gonna want to play, is like right in that middle space where you don't want to get too campy, but you maybe don't want to get as serious. I don't know. Again, when you watch BVS, obviously that's darker. I mean, of course I'm biased when it comes to, Snyder and Henry Cavill Superman, because I'm one of those people that is like, no, he's not. He smiles actually quite a bit. It's good. It's fine. He's not emo. He's not depressed and not mean. But of course, it goes into a darker area when it comes to the nightmare stuff. But you just got to play and just have that balance of like, okay, you can have. I really hope he doesn't have it where he rescues a cat out of a tree. We don't need to see that. I don't know if he's going to put that in there, but it's just like one of those things where it's like, all right, just find that balance, man. Just find that balance where you can have it kind of grounded and have it serious in moments, which I hope that he could do. And I think if you watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, he really did. He didn't have as much as the previous. I didn't think the humor level was as much as it was in the previous as it was with this one, specifically when it came to the Rocket origin story. So I'm like, okay, there can be something there. And then, of course, having Crypto, yes, that's going to be pretty damn fantastical. But at the same time, I think he can maybe pull something off when it comes to that. But there's just that space right there in the middle, because let's face it, when it came to Superman Returns, they just tried to do Donner again. Good old Bryan Singer, which, yes, you could separate art and, douchebag, I guess you could say. Because obviously he's made a lot of comic book movies, ones that we all like. When you watch Superman Returns, it's like, yeah, he tried to just modernize Donner Superman, and he nailed it. He absolutely did. But people wanted something different. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, okay, the plane sequence, cool, but what else you got? This is just, we've seen this before. So when Snyder came in, he just was like, obviously asked by Christopher Nolan to do it, because Warner Brothers wanted Christopher Nolan to ground Superman like he did with Batman. But of course, Nolan wasn't interested in doing that. So he got Zack to do it. And then, of course, they grounded it as much as possible, because it's still Superman. Very hard to ground. But yeah, so you just got to find that balance. And hearing him talk about that now, and then talking about how they're looking at a bunch of headshots and auditions and everything when it comes to it. Obviously, we've heard some of the names that are on that list. When it comes to the costume, he does talk about the costume and saying that, it's just very basic and they just ripped it right out of the comic books, and it was just a fitted, thin costume with the undies, with everything, and it worked. It worked for the time. But I like that he said that, hey, you do have to modernize. You got to make it make sense. And that's the thing. It's like when it came to the Man of Steel costume, it just made sense because it looked alien-like. So I'm just kind of wondering, when it comes to designing the Superman Legacy costume, obviously there's got to be an element of that too. I don't know. It's just, is there going to be padding in it? I don't know. There's so many questions. But as long as he finds that balance, just find that balance right there. It's all. Don't make it too campy. You don't have to make it too serious. Just find that balance right there. And I think it'll be a success if you just find that balance, because obviously there's fans of both that are just going to fans of both sides are just going to probably hate it no matter what. But we'll see. We got 2 years. Before we get to see this whole thing right here. What's happening? No, I'm not serious. Stephanie, I just remember Patty saying that no one died in Wonder Woman 84 and no one died. I was like, really? I think Gunn just won't kill the villain. We don't even know who the villain is. We know that, obviously, Luthor is going to be a part of it. But I don't think he's not going to be the main villain. I don't think he would make him the main villain. I saw some people just going like, hey, it's like, is he going to be the main villain? I'm like, no, I don't think he's going to be the main villain. There's going to be a Luthor presence, but it's, he's not going to be the main villain. I don't know. We'll see. Start your engines. It's time for reviews. Reviews of Fast X. Who's seen Fast X this week? Sadly, yeah. Well, that's whatever. It's a movie. I didn't go last week, so looking forward to seeing a movie. And even though it's another Fast and Furious movie, and I know I'm going into it, and I told you guys, I don't hate watch. I just go in with super low expectations. And I'm going in with super low expectations. And I would like to walk out going, you know what? That was better than I thought. That was better than the last two, because the last two, no. But yes, let's talk about some Fast X. Let's see where it's at right now when it comes to the devil fruit. 56%. Oh, good shot of Momoa right here. Apparently, people are loving Jason Momoa in this villain role. Critics' consensus: the irredeemably silly, as it is satisfyingly self-aware, Fast X should rub the engines of longtime fans while leaving many newcomers in neutral. Nice one. So let's look at some of these reviews right here. Okay, we got some critic reviews, top critics and mix of critics. Johnny right here from the New York Post. Another moronic fast film that plods along like 99 bottles of beer on the wall and features increasingly fake chases. Yeah. Not a fan of the movies, I could see. The sweet, coarse sincerity that once made these films sing is gone, replaced with jokes and stunts that feel patched together from earlier, better franchises. Whoa! Say that about MCU movies too? I'm just kidding. The franchise was more fun as opposed to fun when it wasn't so on the joke. So I guess, they're a little self-aware, a little meta when it comes to this one. Letterer, the director, and Momoa bring an energy and excitement to Fast X that juices the engine to deliver the good that fans want. But the jumbled lore and odd treatment of characters may leave audiences with more questions than answers. So even though that's a positive one from Miss Katie Walsh, still kind of not. Even as it's spinning through enjoyably goofy action set pieces, most of them enlivened greatly by a fun performance from Jason Momoa. Again, people are praising Jason Momoa, which is good. There's a desperate familiarity to all of Fast X. No question this franchise is silly, but having one character constantly ridiculing the others and making mockery of everything feels maybe a little too on the nose. Tell me that's Tyrese, right? That's freaking Tyrese. The most annoying character in the whole franchise. Remember when they introduced him and he was more like the Dominic Toretto character because Vin Diesel didn't want to do the sequel, so they got somebody else, and they got Tyrese, who was like this other character, and now he just does nothing but mock and yell and say, oh my God. It just screams all the time. So friggin' annoying. By now, the Fast franchise is so self-aware of how big, bombastic, dumb, and brainless it is, it rides it out with a vengeance. Just when you think they can't top themselves, Fast X over-delivers in every possible way. It's a blast! They went to space last freaking movie. How? What the hell can they? All right. Fast X is a pileup of characters fighting to stand out and less spectacular action that feels more like marketing for future installments than a complete feature. Yeesh. What really makes Fast X is the thoroughly entertaining is the performance of Jason Momoa. The Aquaman star is having an absolute ball playing the dastardly villain Dante. So they keep on talking about Jason Momoa, which is great because we all love Jason Momoa, right? And I'm glad that that's happening. That at least his performance as a villain, because we don't normally see that. We don't normally see him as a villain type role. But obviously we know that he could probably play it when you see his mean face. His mean face will make people shit themselves and piss themselves. So when it comes to box office projections, apparently, I don't think this movie is actually going to make as much as the last movie. I think because the last movie came out when the pandemic was everything. I mean, it feels like it was so long ago. But yeah, the pandemic was happening, and I think it was. People wanted to go to the movies, so it did make a lot. I don't think this one's going to make as much, but right now it's eyeing a $58 million plus domestic debut. And then overall, it's looking like just to be under 300 million when it comes to worldwide. I know it's already gotten, I think in China, it's right, they already released it in China. I think it was, that it's already made like 18.4. So it's already released in China. So it's going to have a good box office run. It's going to do well. It's going to be interesting to see the drop-off, like I was talking about on Monday's show. I was like, the drop-off of Guardians of the Galaxy, since it had a small drop-off from weekend to weekend, I wonder what the drop-off is going to be with this. And then I'm just, kind of curious to see what Fast X does, and then we'll see what that drop-off is. But remember, guys, we're getting not one more movie, but 2 more movies. So is Jason Momoa's character, like, if he doesn't die, does he just end up being part of the crew and then they take on some? Because that seems to be what happens, right? There's a villain, and then the villain ends up having a connection, and then something happens at the end where they join, they become family. And then, I don't know. I guess we'll see. No spoilers. No spoilers. Mission Impossible freaking Dead Reckoning. That's right, guys. Ooh. You guys know. You guys know that this is one of my, I think this might have been my top anticipated movie of 2023. I think it was when I made that list, because I love Mission Impossible, love all the movies. That's right. And, people who say Mission Impossible 2 suck, you don't know. That's the most unique one. I don't care what you say. It's gold. Gold. John Woo. Hans Zimmer. It's gold. But they've all been great. I don't care what anybody says. But of course, they were trying to find the tone of the franchise, and I think they found it when it came to Ghost Protocol. They really found the tone, and then it just kind of went to like, all right, then Christopher McQuarrie got Rogue Nation, and now he's just been making them. But this trailer is flipping awesome, and I watched it earlier, so this is not a reaction or anything like that. But look at that stop. Whoa! Look at that shot. And we all know what's going to happen right there. Tom Cruise running, something you've never seen before.
Ethan.
See, it's okay. They're bringing it back. Because if you watch the first Mission Impossible movie, Brian De Palma, always about the Dutch tilt. You guys know about the Dutch tilt. It's where you take a still shot that's happening and you tilt it. A lot of it was happening in Batman 66. If you remember those right there. But look at that. I'm like, are they bringing it back? That kind of reminds me of the first Mission Impossible right here, which might actually still be my favorite. The first Mission Impossible still might be my favorite of all of them. Dutch angle, sorry. Tilt, angle, whatever you want to call it. Dutch oven, yeah.
Ethan, this mission of yours is gonna cost you.
It's gonna cost you.
Dear.
And then there's Kentridge from the first Mission Impossible. There he is. Love it. You throw that gum at him.
The world is changing.
She's wearing an eye patch.
Truth is vanishing.
Hot.
War is coming.
John Wick?
It's been a long time, friend.
Richie!
No idea the power I represent. It knows your story and how it ends.
He's running again. And then what's her name from Guardians of the Galaxy? Mantis.
Listen to me. The world's coming after you.
I always forget what this actor's name is. This guy right here, I always forget his name, but he shows up in a lot of movies. He's a character actor, and I always say his facial expression looks like he always has a fucking migraine. Like if you look at him, he always just like looks like he's like got a bad migraine. He just has that look on his face. He's been in numerous things. I forget his name now.
His fate is written.
There's a Dutch angle again a little bit.
If anything happens to them, there's no place that I won't go to kill you. That is written.
And here it is. So now it makes sense. Because it was just kind of like, okay, this whole stunt of him riding a motorcycle off a cliff into a canyon. It was kind of like, okay, they built a ramp, but I'm like, what exactly is going to be there? Because obviously there's not going to just be a ramp right there, but here we go. VFX come in, and it's just a fucking cliff that he's riding on right there. So I was like, oh, okay, duh, yeah. I mean, obviously he's going to find something that's going to incline him like that. Because, yeah, it was just like, all right, got the ramp right there, but what is actually going to be happening in this scene? And there he goes. Whee! He's a nutcase.
Ethan, what's your objective? What's your ultimate objective?
Apparently they crash a train, too. There'll be a whole
Your
train
life will
fucking
always
thing.
matter more to me than my own.
Dun, dun, dun. Look at this. Whoa, gravity.
None of our lives can matter more than this mission.
I don't accept that.
Look, see what he did there? I don't accept that. Dun, dun, dun. Crash that train. Whoa! I need a cigarette after that. Jesus. Looks awesome. Just looks awesome right there. I gotta tell you, just like when it comes to the Mission Impossible movies, yes, been such a fan since I watched the first one. I didn't see the first one in the theaters though. I saw it when it came out on video. Sadly, I didn't see it in the movie theaters, but yeah, that looks freaking great. Looks great. Cannot wait. But hopefully you guys are feeling the same way, man. Yeah, that's coming on July 12th. July 12th. That warming, right? You just need like you're just like, oh man, I need a cigarette after that. With all that awesomeness. My God. You ever seen the Mission Impossible show? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Not as entertaining, but, you know, still good. Still good. It's going to be interesting when they end this, or they're going to most likely reboot the franchise, and they'll probably make it more like the show, because the first Mission Impossible movie is very much like the show. Yeah, Good Morning, Mr. Phelps. That was like the whole thing. And then, you know, spoiler alert, Mr. Phelps was not a good guy, you know, so they kind of just veered off that. But hey, you know, whatever they could do. Oh, we got some more people showing up. Oh, we got Saggy here, I smell. So unique. And you got RJ in here too. What do you guys come in together? Come into the chat holding hands? Trying to cause a ruckus? I see you. RJ I know. I know, I did see, yeah, RJ Archives or something like that too. Wasn't that on Monday or something? I don't know. All right, let me see. Let's get to the last topic here. Now that I watched that trailer, that's most likely going to give me a copyright. But hey, you know, wanted to talk about it. Alita Battle Angel 2. Alita sequel, whatever, hashtag. We always, you know, there's always the hashtag. There's always something like that. But I saw something yesterday that I was like, oh no! Because it was sounding good. Mr. Landau, of course, was when it came to you know, talking Avatar and everything like that, they were asking him. People were asking them about, okay, the Alita Battle Angel 2. Is it happening? Please let it happen. We all want it to happen. We enjoyed the first one, but sadly, there's a new report, and I'm bringing this up right here, this webpage, which is they sourced it. I forgot exactly where. World of Real. This is a rumor right here. So, not the best update when it comes to Alita Battle Angel 2, but it says right here, Alita Battle Angel 2 will only happen if James Cameron directs? What? Rumors of Alita Battle Angel 2 have floated around for years, but according to a new report from World of Real, the film won't happen unless James Cameron steps behind the camera. That ain't happening. The guy is making 17 Avatar movies. Not gonna happen. Oh, hey. According to the latest report, Cameron, who wrote the screenplay for the original film, is being asked to direct Alita Battle Angel 2 while Cameron and producer John Landau are trying to get a sequel made. Disney CEO Bob Iger reportedly won't give the go-ahead on the project unless Cameron is the one directing. Well, that's stupid. The first film was directed by Robert Rodriguez, so let him direct the second film. But it seems like Disney wants Cameron to be the one at the helm of this. I mean, this is where I say really take this with a grain of salt, because I'm just kind of going like, they know that he's making more Avatar films, and the last one made over $2 billion. So why but then again, I could see them going like, well, we want to attach him to this because if they do that, the sequel will be big. But it's like, well, you can put his name all over it. They did that with the first one. They could do a James Cameron Presents kind of thing. They've done that with other directors, but the report goes on to mention that Cameron has been reluctant to accept due to his busy schedule. Gee, what does that have to do? Oh, he's also doing Last Train of Hiroshima, as well as a third and fourth Avatar film. My guy can't do it. So if that's true, Iger's a fucking idiot. Let Robert Rodriguez do it. Put James Cameron Presents, and it'll all be fine. Okay? Just do that thing where you make it seem like James Cameron is directing it. I don't know. That's just dumb. But yeah, there's the update right there. Like I told you, doesn't sound too good if that's the case. But take it with a grain of salt. We don't know how true that whole thing is, but it's just like, oh God, please just let Robert Rodriguez do it again, please. He did a great job with the first one. Great job with the first one. Why not? So we'll see. But that's the update I read about. So I thought I'd tell you guys. Why not let Cameron co-direct? Yeah, not even that. I think he's too busy even for that. No, Bob Iger made a good call. Rodriguez didn't score the home run last time, but he's not going to get Cameron to direct this one. I don't know. I thought Rodriguez did a fantastic job with the original one. I thought a lot of people thought that. I don't know. There's no way you're gonna get Cameron to spend, to take. He's making too much shit right now. He's just making too much shit. There's no way. Just no way. No way that's happening. All right. Well, you never know. Maybe he'll just be like, "Fuck it, let's do it." After he makes Avatar 7, maybe that's when he'll have time to do it. All right, let's get to some questions right now before we wrap it up. And then, of course, do the members-only stream. And like I said, if you want to be part of the members, become a member. Help the Film Junkee community, right? All right, so first I'm going to read some... I got something from YouTube, and I posted this on YouTube. It's a comment. I don't know, it's pretty damn lengthy, but we'll see what happens. It comes from Comic Book Dude 2. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. Superman Legacy cannot be another Man of Steel situation. You do not want critics, fans, and the audience leaving the theater on opening weekend divided like many were with Man of Steel. You can't kick off your new universe with a divisive movie. Kevin Feige said in many interviews that if Iron Man back in 2008 got terrible reviews and the audience hated it, that would have been the end of their plans, full stop. So it's smart for Gunn to go the route of classic, upbeat, and hopeful comic book Superman for Legacy. Again, what this whole main topic of this stream was about was find the divide, find the middle ground. Okay, because even though, yes, back in 2013, fucking 10 years ago, yes, there was very much divisive, tomato, however you want to say it, there was. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. There was things I didn't like about it, and then when I watched it again and again and again and again, I started going, oh yeah, okay, Tornado, Jonathan, sweet, I'm good with it now. I didn't like it at first. There's things that I was like, yeah, didn't like it at first, but it's become a cult classic. So, Comic Book Dude 2, it's like, yes, I see what you're saying, but you can't steer all the way back to the Donner campy, the Donner feel aesthetic. You can't go all the way back to it, okay? You could capture a little bit of that. You could capture some, bring in some of that nostalgia, but you also can bring in some of the Man of Steel stuff too, because since then, how many times have you seen people come around to Man of Steel? Especially after we've gotten the whole trilogy and we've seen Zack Snyder's Justice League and the response of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now people are going back, watching Man of Steel and even BVS and going, oh, I see what he was doing right here. I like it. So we can't steer away too much from that. You just can't. All right. Now let's see. We only got a couple few right here when it comes to the Twitter questions. All right, first, hey Dave, here's something a lot of people forget about Richard Donner and Christopher Reeve. They both wanted to work towards a more serious Clark who isn't constantly bumping into walls, etc. So question is, how aware is Gunn of that fact? I'm sure he's pretty well aware. Hopefully a lot more than real fans. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Josh, what did you think of Legion of Superheroes animated movie on HBO Max? I enjoyed it. It was cool little, they try to do a little twisty, weird thing with one of the characters that I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, I actually enjoy it. I recommend it. Yeah, if you're a Supergirl fan, you definitely should watch it. If you haven't watched it, Supergirl fan, I'd say give it a shot. I mean, it wasn't like anything like, it wasn't like Apocalypse War, like, but it was still good. Mr. Wooter, Dave, Mission Impossible, he says. 7 trailer 2 is amazing. Well, you binge watch all the Mission Impossible movies when the new one comes out. And what day Avatar 2 coming out on Blu-ray? I was waiting for it to come out, but nothing happened. Yeah, I'm not sure when that is coming out. I think it's coming out soon, but yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not gonna binge watch all the Fast and Furious movies in preparation for the new Fast and Furious movies, but I might start binge watching the Mission Impossible movies again because I love the franchise that much. Mr. Nobody, hey Dave, I'm not sold on Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I'm going to keep an open mind, but I see Holt more as Nightwing. That's interesting. See, Nicholas Hoult, he's just like, he's going to be on the short list for all these heroes. Or Robin, Tim Drake, as a tech guy. Okay, but I think, I guess they could do it. They have Damian in there already, so Tim Drake is older, but I don't know. When I think of Lex, I envision someone a bit older and cunning. I could be completely wrong. Who would you cast as Lex Luthor? I don't know. Here's some choices right there. Billy Zane. I remember Billy Zane was always like on the top of people's lists like a while ago because, especially when you have the Superman, the animated series, which they went like, hey, this is not a white Lex Luthor, he's got a little bit of a tan. Maybe he's a little bit of a mix like me or something like that. So Billy Zane kind of had that look of Lex Luthor in Superman, the animated series. Maybe they'll go that route. Who knows? And then finally, Darkness Under the Wind. Dave, question number 1. Do you think DCU Superman will be very similar to the Richard Donner Superman, except it's the current era type that is mixed in with that? No, because that was Superman Returns, and that did not work. I don't think Gunn is that dumb to try to do that again. I don't think he's that stupid to be like, all right, let's try to bring Donner into... No, James Gunn is going to make it... I mean, he and I'll even bring up some of the stuff that he was even saying too that I forgot to bring up when I was talking to the main stuff. But I'll bring that up right now because he was responding to people on Twitter earlier today. Question 2: who would you like to see play the DCU Batman? Yeah, I have to do one of these days. I'll break down and do a list. I'll do a list of that right there. But yeah, let me find the what James Gunn was saying earlier today when he was responding to people. I know I retweeted a couple of things, but there was one main thing that he was talking about, and it was just basically someone who was saying that, oh yeah, after seeing the top 5 list that he had and talking about the Donner Superman, so basically he's just like saying like, what the hell, like this is gonna be. But here was the tweet right here. That's a weird thing to conclude from that interview. So, because I said Old Boy was one of my favorite comic book movies in the same interview, that means I'm also copying that film's aesthetic and Into the Spider-Verse? Any movie I like means I'm copying the aesthetic for Legacy? Dun dun dun! You go, James! Because everybody keeps on doing that. That's what I like when James Gunn does that kind of stuff. I like it when he does that because then he's like, all right, guys, to be honest, I'm just like, okay, yeah, you can get a sense of what the aesthetic is and the tone is going to be when you've watched James Gunn's stuff. But at the same time, I'm just kind of going, I think he wants to do something different. He knows what's on the line. I mean, this is a big project. And to me, it's just like, I'm hoping that, again, that he finds that middle ground between Donner and Snyder. I think there could be a really good middle ground that he can land at. He can land there and really nail something. When it comes to the aesthetic, I think he's going to try to do something that maybe he's never done before. Maybe film it a different kind of way than he's never filmed it before. Just a different aesthetic. It's not going to be a bunch of dick and fart jokes like a lot of people keep on saying that, which is just dumb. And it's just like, you need new writers. Stop it. But, you know, the hatred is real when it comes to Gunn. But I think what I'm really hoping for, and like I said, I'm not like 100% sold that he's going to pull it off. I'm not. I'm going to have to see some shit first, because I'm still on the more worry side of this whole thing. Like, oh boy, I don't know if this is going to end up working, you know, because he definitely was not my choice to do Superman. I thought he would have, I really wanted to be like, okay, you do the Authority, let somebody else do Superman. You know, yeah, of course you could write it, but let somebody else take over that. You do the Authority. That's more your bag, I felt like, but he's doing Superman. But I just really hope that we could just find that. Which version of Old Boy, the Korean or the American one? Is that a serious question? So somebody actually asked him what version of Old Boy is his favorite. The American version? Do people even remember that one with Josh Brolin? They tried, but it didn't work. Who directed that one? I forgot who directed the American version of the Old Boy. Boy. Before you finish that, can you refresh? You talking about a YouTube one? Okay, let me refresh. I'm not seeing anything. Did you leave it on YouTube? I refreshed it on YouTube. I'm not seeing it. I don't know if it's my thing. Oh, there we go. Why does it say... Okay, it's not letting me... All right, hold on a sec. This stupid thing. Let me try this again. Let me reload that. Okay, there we go. Maybe that'll help. There we go. It's not letting me see it. YouTube is being a stupid ass right now. Come on. Newest. There we go. Jesus Christ. It wasn't showing me, and I hit newest. Okay, Ninja Gamer 1359. Dave, could you and anyone else who actually has a Twitter account tweet James Gunn if he would cast Jenna Ortega if he plans on bringing Raven into the new DCU? That should be the new hashtag campaign, to be honest. Risk coming off as typecasting, but it'd honestly be perfect for her on so many levels. Either way, especially given her love for horror. Some fan art from Boss Logic and another illustrator. My point. Oh yeah, I think I saw when somebody made something like that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know if that's actually going to turn into like a hashtag campaign, and who knows if she actually going to be, or if they're going to have Raven in there. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's still kind of up in the air. I think right now it's just the focus is on Superman, because that has to land as well as possible, because if they're, just like you said, just like what we were talking about with Kevin Feige, if it doesn't hit, like kind of like how Iron Man hit, then you really don't have a universe. So, but yeah, when it gets to that point, I would say, but I think right now, I don't think there really needs to be a campaign for it right now, because we don't even know if she's going to be incorporated in this first chapter. So, but you never know. Maybe she'll be put somewhere else. I mean, I could see her like showing up maybe in like a Peacemaker or an Amanda Waller type show. That could be interesting, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyways. That's, yeah, so there are the questions right there. Thank you, everybody who did all that. I think that's pretty much it. That just pretty much wraps up Wednesday stream. So here we go, guys. Thank you, guys. Like I said, hit that like, thumbs up before you leave. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit that notification bell, everything. And like I said, if you want to become a member, pick my brain a little bit more. We're going to do a members-only stream right after this. So members, look forward to the link on your feeds. and we should have some fun with that. Follow me on the different sock meds, and like I said, if you want to support the channel a little bit more, we got the Patreon, which I try to put more exclusive content on there. And yeah, I'll see you guys. Of course, you look forward to my first reaction review of Fast X. Oh boy, we'll see what I feel like when I come out of that one. I'm going to see it at 5 o'clock tomorrow, so maybe look forward to my first reaction to be uploaded about 7:30, 8 o'clock, or whatever. But yes, I'll be uploading that tomorrow, and I'll see if I do a full-on review. I might do a full-on review as well, but we'll see. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Friday again. Vodka Stream, new time, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. So I'll see you guys then, and we'll see if who the guest is. We'll see who the guest is when it comes to that. All right, guys. Love ya. You guys are awesome. And members, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Talk to you later.